welcome to the first episode of The Chat with Shawn Hill. Yours truly. Look at me, smile. There we go. Look, tonight we are interviewing James Chase and Majora Carter.
I am.
Hi.
Yes.
Beautiful people. The owners of the Boogie Down Grind. How are you doing? Please let them know who you are. Like, give them some little, like, introduce yourself to the beautiful people.
I'm Majora Carter, beautiful people.
Yeah.
Hey, good evening. Pleasure to be here.
Okay, like I gotta get this ball rolling. So, like any good superheroes, what is your origin story?
Like, what's your origin story?
How did we get here?
I'm like, do I make one up? Like any good superhero?
Okay. So you guys own the Boogie Down Grind. Is a staple in this community right now. It's very beautiful. How did we get here? How did you two beautiful people come together and build this beautiful location? There you go.
I was born a poor black child.
Yes, I remember that. Awesome.
Those of a certain age will know where that came from. Everybody else would just be like, well, duh. What you now? Anywho, no, but really, I was born a poor black child here in Hunts Point specifically, during a time when it was literally burning, and it was the kind of thing that made me feel like you need to hurry up and grow up and get out of this community. And I think I was just like a lot of kids, who grew up kind of thinking or being told that they were bright and had a good future ahead of them, and therefore had to measure success by how far we got away. And as I got older and recognized that I had a little bit of education and some distance, and realized that communities like ours we were led to believe that was true, and led to believe that there was no real talent or anything to look forward to in our own communities. And I realized that we didn't have to move out of our neighborhood to live in a better one, but we did need to build the infrastructure that made people like me want to stay. People like you, attractive folks like you. And as opposed to going and taking like our beauty and our richness and going to somebody else's community, why couldn't we actually use it to create even more of that beauty here in our own?
Nice. That's beautiful. James, what was it for you?
I grew up hearing about this place in the 80s, listening to a University of Wisconsin college radio station that played rap music on AM 1350 at 11 o'clock at night, and was fascinated with this place because it was someplace you weren't supposed to go to. After meeting Majora and getting swept in, I learned a lot more about the place. And then as we worked together across the country and had some corporate clients and learned about the importance of talent retention in terms of how to run a business and how to see a corporation grow, we sort of turned that lens back on communities like this one. And like Majora said, realized that there was no talent retention strategy. There was a lot of money that went in to enable people to leave, but then you were just constantly having to pour more money in and bring people up. And so we decided, since there were a lot of people doing that, to concentrate on what is it that would catch a few of the people before they bounced.
That's very interesting. I mean, I was like reading an article the other day. This is a weird time. There was given a young lady $1 million to choose whatever college she wanted to go to, and that's like, I was
thinking,
thinking,
how much college costs now?
No, but it was just giving her $1 million to do whatever she wanted, and I was like, man, that could help a lot of people in the community. I remember, like, I believe it was earlier last year, the trade school in South Bronx closed its doors. And if they had, you're looking a little shocked.
Yeah.
There was a trade school over by St. Mary's Park over there. They closed down.
Right, the campus.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, there we go.
Yep, I totally know.
They closed down. I was like, wow, what if that trade school had gotten that $1 million instead of this one young lady? She could have probably whatever. But it's just that, like you were just saying, like the money's going in just to go back out into.
Well, the trick is to attract that young lady with $1 million to stay. She's not going to do so out of a moral obligation. Not that one in particular. But statistically, you can't count on people saying, "I'm going to give back to my community."
Right.
People don't make decisions that way. People want their kids educated. Fewer things that displease them and more things that please them.
Yes.
So it's important to produce as many of the things that you can efficiently and cost effectively that do please people as you can.
Right.
And since a cafe is sort of like the lowest sort of bar to entering that sort of social third space, establishment that you can do, that's what we chose. We could afford it.
Wow.
If we could have afforded a full-on restaurant, or 5 times the size of this one, we would have done it. But we.
Well, my motto is everyone needs to start. You just got to start, and then from there you grow. So if you don't start, you can't really say anything. But you guys have a great start. You're doing amazing right now. And maybe you don't see it, or I know you see it, but you might be, yeah, there's more we could do. But you're doing phenomenal for where we're at and what you're doing right now. So like let them know a little bit about you guys, like education. I know someone was telling me the other day, this used to be a tech school or something like that, or I've heard people come and tell. I've heard different stories. I've heard you were teaching programming in a couple of campuses and universities, and I've heard so many different things, and so
rumor has it.
There's some truth to all of that.
It's like I'm like true. right. It's like I've had people tell me this, that. I'm like, what?
Well, no, we. Our company, we are urban revitalization strategy consultants, so we do work nationally. So so I do lecture widely at universities, at business associations, both around the country and around the world.
Nice.
And so I did do that. We did operate. I founded a tech social enterprise called Startup Box, which actually was right here, and we did this real crazy thing called urban reshoring, or what did we call it? It was a while ago.
We probably called it that.
I think urban onshoring, because now the move is you go get services that are offshored because they're generally cheaper.
Right.
But we were like, no, we can do some stuff here that the tech industry needs, and we could use it as an entry-level job for folks within our own community. And so we literally did that right here for a few years. So we also opened this place up because we kind of used this. We have this very particular approach to community development. We also would loan out the spaces that we had access to other small businesses, which we still do as well. So after this was Tech Social Enterprise, we the space was used by an exercise studio. And then we moved in. A boutique exercise studio. Nice. And then we moved in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. This is
so there was all of it.
And then you were like, oh, I don't know how to do an origin story. This is this is so dope.
Well, that's it can go a lot of different directions.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we're with you for this ride. This is amazing.
We have forgotten most of the things we do. It's been 20 years.
Wow. That's amazing. To be steady, consistent. That is a very difficult thing. Not a lot of people, and especially in this community, you don't see a lot of consistency. You see things appear, and then all of a sudden, they're gone, right? And you took a deep breath. Don't worry.
No. It's you said something that really struck me. Yeah. We keep showing up.
Right.
That is more than half the battle.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of weird. I said that to someone before in a interview, but since you guys were the first interview, it was another time. But I did say showing up is a very important thing, and I think that's a beautiful thing. A lot of people forget the power of showing up. You can't really start anything without showing up. You can't complain.
Oh, they do.
It's weird. It's weird, man. It's weird. I remember I had my foot in sales, and I read this quote by Og Mandingo. Yeah, the world's greatest salesman. I don't know if you ever read this book, but he says there's two types of salesmen: the salesman that sees the rain and says, man, it's raining outside, it's a good day to stay home. And the other salesman is, man, it's a good day to, it's raining today, today's going to be a good day, it's a good day to sell umbrellas. So I look at people like in that category. Like, it's either you show up or you don't. And that's it. So it's just a choice. But so I got a few questions, right? So what led you to commit to the Bronx? I know you're born and raised here, and you want to come back into the community. But
that wasn't
okay.
linear, that
Oh no! I've never said it was that linear. It's a bit of it, it was said. But like James, for you, what led you to want to help develop, build here in the Bronx community? Like,
I just wanted a date.
smart move. That is, like, ladies and gentlemen, if there's a lady that you're after, just like go and help her build her community. That is the best way
it's
to.
True. You want to hear the funniest story?
Yeah, sure, please, share.
I thought it was really funny anyway. But
No.
This is when I was running the first organization that I founded, which was back in like '97, something like that. And that's just when I first started dating him. And
Which was not in the 90s, it was in the
Oh, it
early
wasn't?
2003.
Oh, yeah, so 2001 I started my organization.
True.
And then I met him in like '03, something like that. And at one point, then we started dating soon after that. But I was, and I still am, a total workaholic. And so we were hanging out one day, and it was a beautiful day. And I was like, look, it's early. I just need until like 1, maybe 2 in the afternoon. Then we can hang out. And it was like 4 o'clock. And he was just like...
She wasn't done.
I wasn't done. I was just like, I had like another full day of work to do. But I was like, I got to go hang out with this beautiful young man who really likes me, whatever. And so, but then he comes up and he goes, can I help you do something? And I was like, yeah, he's really smart. He can write, da-da-da. Here. And I handed him something to do, or he took it. I don't remember how it happened, but he did. And that's how we started working together. So that he can take me out, basically, for a date. And it was just like, and he's actually good. Like, he's a keeper. I'm going to keep this one around because,
Nice, beautiful. There you go.
Also that we could, like, enjoy a couple of hours of sunlight.
That's good.
I appreciate it.
I'm inherently a lazier, more leisure-oriented person than she is.
It's true. I still don't know how to relax.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Don't worry.
I want to learn that from him.
No, that's why, you complement each other, You
Yeah.
organize, you have fun, you're together. That's a beautiful thing.
I was not on the road to great accomplishment before I met her. Now I'm on the dirt shoulder of the road to accomplishment.
Silly.
But
My feeling is that I can keep standing next to her, I might get into heaven.
Oh, you might be there already. You might be there already.
You know?
You know what? Yeah, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. So what right now is getting you excited about, like, the Bronx, like, development? Like, what is it that you're, like, seeing right now? You're like, whoa, I can't wait for tomorrow. Development.
Honestly, it's the evolution of this place and the level and quality of activities that are taking shape around this venue that have almost nothing to do with us. Like very, very light management. I see you showing up here. I don't have to ask you. Yep. I don't have to tell you, hey, there's this great opportunity. You come here, you make money, you add to the scene, you attract other artists. That kind of thing took years to get that wheel turning, and now that it is, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Same thing. Yeah. It's just, I think we knew that, how if you created the opportunities for people to just shine and show their best selves within our own community, that people will take it. But we had to build it because there's been so many, you hear all the time that, like, poverty is just like this thing that's just a part of what happens here, and there's just going to be some folks, frankly, like you, who are just not going to want to be here. So of course you're going to go someplace else. You're going to build someplace else. It's not going to be in a place like this, right? But to say that but to know, like, deep down inside, if we build it, people are going to either come or stay, and who will want to see their talents, like, just exposed.
Yeah.
you know, to be inspired and to be an inspiration. And that's what these places are about.
Yeah, I was definitely. I gotta agree with you because I was definitely looking for that. Like I started my whole journey in Midtown, and that was great, you know, making money and everything. But I kind of wanted to get away from that, and then I was traveling to other boroughs. I was going to Brooklyn, Queens, and I was like, nah, I gotta find something in the Bronx. And you know, this is really cool that you guys opened up. I was like, I remember the first time I saw the venue, we were talking about it earlier when they had the mixer here. And I was like, that was my first time here. I was like, yo, I gotta go check this place out. There's really no coffee shops in the Bronx. Like every time I'm in a coffee shop, I'm in Harlem or like in Midtown or something, even Brooklyn, but no, not too many in the Bronx. And it was a really good. It's a beautiful growth from there, and I appreciate you guys for opening your doors like that. That's amazing. And it's true. Like I see, like other people are growing just from coming here on a regular basis.
Yep.
Just like you guys, if for you beautiful people out there, they hosted a art show. It was every Thursday for talent here in the community. And they put a lot of good people on that just started. And the beautiful thing is, like, I've seen those people grow and do better than, well, you know, they were humble, they were quiet, but now they're flourishing and doing more and expanding the beauty of the Bronx even more. So that's a really great thing that you guys have done. Got a little question, though. Since you guys are noticing this expansion and this growth, is there anything that you would tell these beautiful creators now to be wary of? Like, you see, like, there's a few things out there, like, you know, something you're like, maybe you should slow down, or maybe you should, like, take your time with that or something like that.
You mean with regard to promoting their craft, or
just it depends, because, like, I know you're a deep thinker. I could just see how you just went into that.
Some of the people that we know and love are still at that stage in life in their 20s and 30s when they love the Bronx.
Yeah.
But they're attracted to the shiny thing. So they're out in Brooklyn and Queens because that's where the denser scene is. That's where they feel like, you know, and at that stage of your life, you're not really thinking about pushing a boulder up a hill, right? It's like the you know, you
I've been there.
You know what I mean? You're looking for opportunities where they are, and we're trying to say, help us create a greater opportunity here. We're not saying it explicitly, but that's sort of the implied message of what's going on here. Is it's not everything.
Yes.
There's still a lot of holes in the net right now. And it's not reasonable to expect a young person to take on that level of responsibility in building something. It just shows us that there's still more work to be done, but it also teaches us to really, you know, cherish and support the people who are willing. And we don't begrudge anybody that tries to spread their wings and you know, spends all their time in Brooklyn and forgets about us. We're not bitter. But
we're really not.
We're really not. I'm
really
just joking.
not.
We really do love. But I mean that is the siren call. Is you can go out there and probably you're going to do well because you're talented and you're passionate. But you're always going to be looking in that regard. It's kind of corny, but there's no place like home. A lot of people find that the things that they thought they needed to, you know, bounce away from are really the things that they value the most. But they have to go on that journey. They got to make that orbit and come around the other side.
The prodigal son. Yes, basically the prodigal son. Like everybody goes on that journey. They have their wealth. They go and blow it on all this crazy stuff, and then they end up in the pigsty. And then they're like, "Damn, can I go back home?" And they go
and
home.
then someone's always then.
And we'll take them.
But, open arms.
That's beautiful. I think that was a great answer there. I appreciate it. Like me personally, I was just thinking, like, you know, like a lot of people try to do a little too much nowadays instead of just taking the time, and that was beautifully said just by you, and I appreciate that as well. Do you have anything to add?
And it's it is the shiny thing. you know, that I think folks are attracted to. And this, and we, you know, and we've sort of taken that on, you know, ourselves, you know, by being sort of like first in, you know, to like create something like this, a crazy third space, like a cafe in the South Bronx. When, believe me, we tried to entice a cafe owner to come and open up a spot when we had another you know, space available. We didn't want to do it. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, we were not trying to open up a coffee shop or a cafe.
It's a lot of work.
We were not. We were like, we know that there's plenty of other people who can do this way better than we ever could. And, you know, it's like, hey, we've got a cheap space, come and do it. Nobody would do it. Because, you know, the market here is what they call emerging. Like, it's not quite there yet. When people start to think about community, like on the communities on the development path, or like when they get quote unquote better, like, we have not made it. Like, we have not. We're in Brooklyn, okay, at all. But what we have and what we knew we had was all the talent that shows up, you know, if given an opportunity. And that's why we were like, we wouldn't be able to catch them all. We never expected that we would, but we did, because we believed in our community. We believed that there was as much talent here as you would find anywhere. We knew that if we just gave it a chance and, you know, did something as crazy as it was, which was invest like a lot of our own money, you know, that we made from outside, you know, certainly of this neighborhood, you know, and put it to bear here, that this crazy idea would allow folks to look around and give our own community a second chance.
Yeah.
Which they wouldn't before if there wasn't anything to like look at. So that's why we did it.
When did you click that you will have to like run this ship of the coffee shop? Like when did you guys like?
Well, so the first thing that we were able to do, as Majora said, anybody who was actually qualified to own and operate a shop and rent space from us was unwilling.
Yeah.
And all of the people who were willing, and they were good-hearted people, were clearly unqualified to actually take on the responsibility, either in terms of actual experience or capitalization. If you don't have enough breathing room for a couple of years of no profit making, you're gonna fail. Not because you did a bad job, just because that's how long it takes.
Right.
Yeah.
So the best we could do was organize a joint venture with an established coffee company that had about a dozen cafes throughout the city and their own roasting facility in Long Island City. And so Majora and I, in our 50s, both never having been baristas until that time, went through what we call a coffee MBA, and we followed the bean from the dock to the guy who looks at it into the roaster, learned about the way they preheat and do all these things, and tried to pretend like we knew what we were tasting. And we didn't. And we were just like, it's coffee.
No, we did learn
a little bit,
but
not as much as they were hoping, I think.
Yeah.
But we tried. And they put us to work opening up their slowest cafe in the city because that was the least risky, and we did it. We got up in the morning and commuted into Manhattan like many people in the coffee business do.
Yeah.
They're coming from the Bronx, and then after about a half a year of that plus some negotiations, we opened up shop here and ran it with them as 60/40 partners for another half a year, until it became very apparent to everybody involved that this market was Dunkin' Donuts' market. This is not their market. This is not specialty coffee market yet. And that one of the things that differentiates sort of a downtown-y hipster coffee operation like we were involved with and Dunkin' is whipped cream, sprinkles, other syrupy flavors, and those kind of things. Like that coffee purist just there, that's like the devil. And we're like, well, we gotta do a deal with the sweetener devil right now, because they want whipped cream on their damn coffee, and we're gonna lose a customer, and we don't have that many to begin with if we don't squirt something on it. And that, and a few other things, led us all to the decision that this should become something else. And that's when Boogie Down Grind was formed. And we became we lost our partner, and we ended up owning this ship. And then we had to sort of adapt. And at the time, we were in a cutesy little cafe that we had decorated and designed for some other phantom coffee operator that never came.
Right.
And we went with it there until this space became available. And then now as the Boogie Down grind, this was its real first home, where we really designed the whole place to reflect those great things that have emerged in the Bronx, along with some of the signage that you see here that kind of reflects some of the trauma that the Bronx went through for a number of years.
Yes.
And didn't look away from that.
Yeah.
We just dove right into the urban as well as the achievement part.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
And you
beautiful.
can't have one without the other. I think it's just like whether it's blues, jazz, hip hop. I mean, where did it all come from? Like there was some pain like in it that just produced this incredible, incredible thing. And you know, we're always creating it. We will keep doing that, no doubt.
That's beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't know that was your journey, but that's a great one there. Appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna wrap up this interview here, guys, and I like to end it off with you guys giving me one sentence that you would say to these beautiful people to inspire them for tomorrow.
Gosh, it's now on the walls of the Smithsonian's African American Museum. You don't have to move out of your neighborhood to live in a better one.
I like that. You have one, James? Or?
I guess, you know, my two sort of surrogate grandparents always tell me that the good old days weren't that good. The best days are yet to come. So go for it.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thank you guys. I appreciate you both for coming and doing this interview
Our
with me.
pleasure.
Hakuna Matata. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the chat. First episode. Come back and check it out again. Got many more to do. Thank you, and you stay beautiful. All right, have a great day. Yeah.
Yes.